everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the Daily Dyslexic that's not been so daily lately. My name's Andrea and I have dyslexia, dysgraphia, ADHD, and dyspraxia. And I talk about what it's like living with multiple learning disabilities. I also have a physical disability, but I don't talk about that as much. It's ankylosing spondylitis. If you're new here, welcome. If you're tuning back, it's so great to see you. Today we're going to be talking about how to stay positive about having a learning disability. This was a comment suggested by one of the viewers. Thank you so much. I would try to say your name, but with dyslexia, I don't have phonemic awareness, so you are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. So I'm going to be talking to you about the way I stay positive. And there's really one way that I stay positive. There are a couple other little things that I might make a video on later, but the main one is reframing how I think about my learning disabilities. So that means I like to think about my learning disabilities in terms of my strengths instead of my challenges. I acknowledge that there are challenges that come with learning disabilities, and there's some things that are harder for me. For example, I can never find my keys. Thank you, ADHD. I also have a really hard time when I'm handwriting things, so I use assistive technology as much as possible. And that can be frustrating, but there are a lot of amazing things that come with my learning disabilities. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that. So strengths, or as sometimes I call them, superpowers, are what I think I have gained through having learning disabilities. So first off, with ADHD. ADHD may mean that I'm focused on a lot of things at once, but I think that can really be a strength because I can multitask very well. I also am very perceptive of everything that's going on around me. Because it's harder for me to tune out everything that's going on around me, I'm perceiving everything at once, which can be a great strength. So if I'm babysitting and one kid's over here and another kid's over here, I can be like, hey, Joe, put down the scissors. And, oh, Samantha, I love that you're reading. That's great. And I'm perceiving everything that's going on, which makes me very aware of the space I'm in. Another one with dyslexia is I'm a big picture thinker. So I'm really able to look at things from a broad perspective. I also visualize more, which I think makes me far more creative than a lot of my peers. And I also really enjoy problem solving. And I think that's because I can see things from a different perspective. Because when you're neurodiverse, you think about things in a different way than other people. And I found that these are all strengths when I'm working in the workforce rather than being in school. But they also can be strengths if you're still in school. Don't worry. With dysgraphia, while I really struggle with handwriting, it's given me a lot of grit, a lot of tenacity, and a lot of forward thinking. So I've become very well acquainted with Word because I use assistive technology so often, which is a great skill to have when you're entering the workforce because you use a lot of the Microsoft programs. I also have really learned how to push myself and keep going when things are really frustrating. And that comes from all my learning disabilities. And those are characters I really love about myself that I wouldn't have if I hadn't experienced some struggles with my learning disabilities. And now dyspraxia. So dyspraxia is a little bit more difficult to find the positives for sometimes because it does mean that I'm not very coordinated. But I found that it adds a very surprising and fun element to my personality. You will never know when I'm going to fall, so I've really learned to be comfortable in my own skin and be comfortable making mistakes, which is a growth mindset, which is really important in life. So yeah, I might fall down, but I can get up, move on, shake it off, and still talk to my peers and be comfortable in my own skin. So it's really made me have to become comfortable in front of large groups, getting a lot of attention because I trip. I trip all the time. I just fell on an airplane the other day. Everyone saw. But it was okay because I got up and I made a joke. It's given me a good sense of humor. So there are all these things that are so positive about my life that I would never have had if I didn't have a learning disability. And that's not to say that some days it's not challenging to have a learning disability. Sometimes it can be really frustrating. And there are elements that get really hard. But every time I start to think about that, I think about all the ways my life is better because of my learning disabilities. I have an amazing community of people. I am not afraid to brag that we got Patrick Dempsey on our team, that we got Adam Levine, Natalie Portman, Salma Hayek. All these really amazing people all have learning disabilities, and Albert Einstein. Holla at my boy. So I think overall, having a learning disability, while it can be frustrating, is such an amazing thing. And so whenever I'm feeling bummed about it, I think to myself, you got an amazing team. It's going to help you get further in the workspace. And you think about things the way other people don't, which means you can really have an impact on the world. So if you're ever feeling down about your learning disability, just remember, you're amazing. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like if you haven't already done so. Please subscribe. If you don't like it, that's fine. Please leave a comment about any topic you'd like to see me cover, or one way that you stay positive about your learning disability or ADHD. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to be awesome, and have a great day.